Boom, baby! Oh my, let's go, baby! One. It's your boy, baby. What is up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. For today's video, I'm gonna be breaking down that Moonknight trailer. Absolute banger. I'm so hyped for this show, especially considering it's the first of 2022. I think we're gonna come out swinging with all the Marvel content. So let's get right into the trailer.
Hello, and welcome to Staying Awake.
I have a sleeping disorder.
So the trailer opens up with Mark laying in bed playing with the Rubik's Cube on the phone with the Staying Awake hotline. He clearly has some sleeping issues in the comics, and as they are adapting it for the show, he has a dissociative identity disorder, so he continues to split personalities throughout the day, and sometimes he can't keep track of what he did in the previous personality. So this is why he feels like he is losing sleep, because he cannot keep track of where his headspace is at and all the things that occur when he is in a different identity. Let's keep it moving.
I can't tell the difference between my waking life.
The next scene, he says, "I can't tell the difference between my waking life and my dreams." Once again, we're starting to see the insanity in him develop as we see him laughing.
And dreams.
Hello, and welcome.
It looks very Joker-esque, and you can just see how these different personalities that he has to dissociate with is really affecting him when he is in his prime state that we'll call Mark Spector. Let's keep it moving.
We'll catch you on. You're bloody useless, Stevie.
Steven.
Next, we see the Marvel Studios logo pan over to the soundtrack of Day and Night, which as soon as I heard this, I knew the trailer, it was over with, because that is one of my first favorite songs of all time, and I think it just fits so nicely considering, you know, the character of Moon Knight, living the day as somebody else and then putting on the persona of Moon Knight at night to fight crime. But we see him in the following scene. He goes on to the History Museum and he is working there as another one of his dissociative identities under the name of Steven, or Steve.
I can't tell the difference between life and dreams.
Thank you.
In the next scene, we see Mark Spector hallucinating the Egyptian god Kanchu. This is the god that grants him the powers of Moon Knight, where he gets the super strength, speed, durability, and his powers are attached to the cycles of the moon. So for instance, on a full moon, he will have all the powers at their fullest capability. Whereas on a new moon, he will have essentially no powers and just be very vulnerable to any of his enemies. So I'm curious to see if maybe some of the episodes, or one episode is called Full Moon, one of the episodes is called New Moon, and we see how he battles with the enemies he's created when he is at certain levels in his power scale. So let's keep it moving. The next scene, we see Mark, or Steve, whatever identity he is using at this moment. He is in the Pharaoh exhibit at the museum, and this looks like to me what could possibly be when he first gets the powers of Moon Knight, because the following scene, he goes to the tomb and he finds a cell phone and he finds a key. I'm wondering if this is how he stumbles across the artifact that grants him the powers, or if he has already received the powers of Moon Knight. However, he is using this Steve persona to be introduced to more of the mystical lore that is the Egyptian gods, and works at the museum so he can better his knowledge on this entire situation that's going on. So who knows? I guess we'll find out. But let's keep it moving.
Yeah.
Oh my god, you're alive. What's wrong with you, Mark?
Why did you call me Mark?
Steve picks up the phone and he answers it and he says, "Mark, I can't believe you're still alive." And he's like, "Why did you call me Mark?" This is another example of how he does not truly understand when his identities are split. When he's in the Steven persona, he does not know anything that Mark has done, and vice versa. So if he's on the phone with somebody who knows him as Mark and they have all these memories together, when he's in the Steve persona or the Moon Knight persona or whatever it is, he has no recollection of any of those events.
It must be very difficult. The voice in your head.
And then after that, we see Ethan Hawke's character, who is rumored to be playing the Shadow Knight, which is Moon Knight's brother in the comics. So I'm curious to see what they do with his character and if he knows the insanity that Oscar Isaac's character is going through and how they're going to battle it out.
There's chaos in you.
The next scene, we see Ethan Hawke's character say to Oscar Isaac, "There's chaos in you." So maybe it's because he's the Shadow Knight and he is the brother of Moon Knight. He can sense that he is going through these feelings and all that. And then we see what looks like Mark Spector or Steve or whatever identity he is, like beating himself up. Who knows if he has been admitted into a mental institution by one of his friends, or he admits himself and tried to work out these issues that he's having when his identities dissociate.
Embrace the chaos.
So we're coming down to the final few moments of the trailer, and we hear an ominous voice say, "Embrace the chaos." We don't know if this is Ethan Hawke's character or if it's the Moon Knight voice that he hears in his head when he suits up. However, we see him, all the rags come up across him and it manifests a suit, and he just starts brutally beating the shit out of what looks like the Werewolf by Night, which is from the comics. This is where he first debuted, and he just fights this mystical creatures. So I'm excited to see where they go and they take the script and the storyline of this show and potentially introduce other characters of that mystical lure. I can easily see him crossing over with characters such as Blade, or considering they're both in England, he can run into Kid Harington's Dane Whitman character as the Black Knight, and they team up and do some crazy shit. Maybe Vampire Hunt, I don't even know, but there's endless possibilities with all the people he could cross over, and I'm so for it because he's gonna come in swinging. The final scene, we see him walk over to the camera and we get a perfect view of what his costume looks like. So dope. He's got all the rags everywhere. He's got the white glowing eyes. And it's crazy because in the comics, people ask him, why do you wear white? Because you're supposed to fight bad guys in the night. They're going to see you coming. And him being such a badass that he is, he says that he wears white because he wants the bad guys to know he's coming. He doesn't want to hide in the shadows. He wants to let them know, whether you see me or not, I'm going to beat your ass. So I think his costume looks sick. I can't wait till they drop the Funko Pops for him because he's going to look pretty badass in my collection. Let me know what you guys thought about the trailer. I'm so hyped for this. I think Oscar Isaac's going to absolutely kill this role. And yeah, I mean, I said it once and I'll say it again. This is looking to be like the #1 show of 2022. So let me know what you guys agree with, and we'll see you guys next time. Take care.